Hello, and welcome to today's episode of the Tekken School series. Today we're going to talk about Oki or Oki, which is fighting game for the wake up situation and kind of like how to deal with the wake up situation. We already learned a bit about wake ups from the defensive side, and now it's time to learn about wake ups from the offensive side. Getting a knockdown in fighting games is something that can leave you in a very good advantage. There are a lot of different types of knockdowns, so let's just kind of go over them real quick. And then we'll talk about how you take advantage of your Oki situation using my little Fang here as an example. So first of all, types of knockdowns. You of course have like these kind of knockdowns in Tekken that fly the opponent away. These are advantageous, but they don't leave you too much options unless you're close to a wall, since you have to spend a lot of the time getting close to the opponent, just like running in, right? So if you're in this position, you can try and press your attack, right? You can try and go for running moves. Of course, if you do them too fast, you will whiff against people who are rolling. So it's important to make sure you diversify your options. And we'll talk about dealing with rolling soon enough. But yeah, these kind of knockdowns, the ones that knock people very far away. Let me try and give like another example. I just need to have no heat. No heat. This, yeah, thanks. Okay, so these things, for example, like while they give you the option to run, and running is strong, make sure you're not overcommitting to anything, because yeah, you can be jabbed out of this. You can definitely be dealt with. So that's one type of knockdowns, the ones that just kind of knock people away from you, giving you time to run at them, but not necessarily take big advantage and kind of like RPS with them in a slight advantage. Of course, if you do go for any attack, you will have some sort of an advantage. So going for fast options is not at all out of the question, right? Something like this, or going for something like this, right? Is definitely an option there. It will be hard for the opponent to attack you. Something that I kind of recommend is to look for moves that have solid tracking, or maybe a little bit of tracking. The way to best do that is kind of like check this way, where after you press like a jab, check if it actually checks them, if it catches them, right? Right, this doesn't. Okay, so yeah. So just like keep these kind of things in mind, like the tracking. It does help with these kind of Oki situations. Sorry, I wanted to put it block all. Thank you. And you back to standing. Okay, so the reason these like tracking helps with Oki situation is this tech roll option that we talked about, since they kind of roll sideways. That's why like a lot of these moves that are very plus often whiff on wake up, right? So you'll have to do something else. With that said, the second types of knockdowns are the ones that keep the opponent fairly close. For example, this move keeps the opponent very close, and also kind of prevents a tech roll, which is really nice. I believe that wait, let me make sure there's no like quick recovery from this, or no back quick roll. Yeah, you just kind of force into this position, and you can do like a normal stand-up in that position. And the good thing about this is that it kind of forces them to take a wake up situation. After these kind of moves, usually using the slow moves is very good, right? Like these kind of plus frames, the running moves, maybe even something like this. Of course, these can be avoided if I put them to side roll left, for example. Right, this should whiff. This would whiff too, but as you can see, you're still not to minus there, and you can still fight for your turn. Some things you will even be plus depending on your character's moveset. So yeah, just keep these things in mind. After this, we'll talk about how to deal with the wake up kicks, and yeah, that's just something you wanna keep in mind. Another thing that you can do after these kind of close knockdowns is to use a sidestep right. And the reason we use sidestep right is because it beats all options from wake up. So you saw this wake up mid kick, wake up low kick, recovery kick, which for the record is the hardest one to avoid. It is possible though. Let me try and show it. Yeah, like this. and a spring attack, like so. So sidestep right or sidewalk right will beat all options, all the attacking options from Wake Up. That's a lot of the reason why they're not recommended. And if you incorporate it into your gameplay, of course you can block a spring as well, which will let you just punish it straight out. But you can do something like this and yeah, leave the opponent in a world of hurt, as they say. Trying to think what would be like a good punish for this. I know. Yeah, I don't know why I'm fucking this up now. Yeah. Okay. That was weird. I'll figure this out later. I think usually I would just do something like this. Okay. I'll find out a proper combo later, okay? That this was supposed to work, but I think they kind of fucked with this when they changed the Wake Up options. Anyway, sidestep right, a good option against these closed Wake Ups, and just in general, sidestep right in your Oki situations is a good way to avoid a lot of these Wake Up kicks. But yeah, this was close knockdowns that don't allow tech rolls. Okay, so that was another Oki option. The other Oki options are from combos. Now, combos can leave the opponent fairly far away. In these situations, you are very similar to the original knockdowns we talked about, these ones. But also, in combos, many times you have the option to leave the opponent with their face down or in a different position. As you can see here, the opponent can tech roll, but they are being left with face down. So they have a lot of different, a lot of options denied to them. You can also, of course, use combos that end with the face down position, and while they can be tech rolled, the spacing on them can often put you in an advantageous position. So let's say I finish a combo like this, I can use a sidestep right, and as you can see, I'm right in the face of my opponent. If I have a sidestep mix like Fang does, or if I have some sort of nice fast mid poke that is very strong, then I can use these to kind of follow up my opponent, avoid their wake up kicks, and still punish them or still take my turn. So a lot of options on wake up that you can use. I really recommend looking into this. Like from now on, like your homework is always going to be following up on the video and trying to find the options for yourself, since the options are going to become more and more character specific. But yeah, as you can see here, you can follow up with the opponent if they use any of the other wake up options, of course, like standing up, waking up backwards. Right, you'll see sidestep, and even so. Bomb. Right, they wake up backwards, you're still very close to them, so you have a lot of options in front of you. That's kind of how you deal with Oki situations. It's always good to check for tech roll options. There are these things called tech roll catches. Some characters have them, as you can see. They can be a bit hard to lab, but you'll see that like normally if I do just this move, it whiffs, but you have some setups that auto time like tech roll catches. If you're not sure how to lab these or how to find them out, usually the best way to do so is to set up the opponent to tech roll to the left and then tech roll to the right. This, for example, is a left tech roll catch for Fang. Doesn't work on the right side, but does work on the left side. Oh, oopsie poopsie. Like so. If you find a good tech roll catch, it's a good way to kind of stop opponents from taking their turn or trying to RPS with you. And I think the most important tip that you can take from this video is when you're facing somebody, you knock them down, check what they'd like to do. Sometimes just like dash up, check like if they press a button, do they like using the wake up kicks? Maybe now you're gonna start sidestepping right. Do they like just waking up backwards? Okay, chase them with a while running move maybe. If they just stand up, it's okay to like dash up and just attack them. If they're always tech rolling, either look for realigning with them and catching them or use some sort of delayed option like so. That said, good luck. Go lab your character, make sure you get your Oki situation very strong. Remember that at the wall, Oki is a bit different even though it follows similar rules. Let me go wall. remember over here, right? Even if the opponent wants to kind of like side roll, you can kind of trap them in the wall situation, right? So you can pay attention to how your opponent likes tech rolling and just kind of like keep them at the wall. If you don't do that, then of course they can just end up getting out and maybe even putting you at the wall, right? Like so. Now suddenly both of us are sides to the wall. So keep these things in mind. At the wall, you get different types of Oki that you can do, right? You can use very fast mids sometimes to kind of catch them, right? Like so. So keep these things in mind. Keep your arsenal in mind. And whenever you're labbing Oki, think, what moves would I want to check my opponent with? Do I need the safe move? Do I need the move that hedges against them crouching, or are we trying to like high crush me? So keep all these things in mind. With that said, welcome to the advanced part of the Tekken School. I wish you much luck on your quest to intermediate and higher, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.